All right, so unit 5, day 5 notes. Um, we are getting into functions and lines, and of course, rewriting equations, standard form, point slope, slope intercept, all of these different forms of an equation when you're finding the slope and y-intercept. There are many, there not many, but a couple equations that you kind of should know when you're dealing with slope intercept is one, slope point slope is another, standard form is another. So we'll get into that. All right, so the first question says rewrite the equation in ax plus by equals c form. This form is standard form, okay? This is standard form of an equation, ax plus, so standard ax plus by equals c. A, b, and c are all integers, okay? And like right down here, it says use integers for a, b, and c. You cannot have fractions in your a, b, and c places for your standard form. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, so for the first problem, we have y minus 4 equals negative 6. And then you're multiplying it by x minus 5. So basically, first you're going to distribute, which means you're going to multiply negative 6 by both. It's just y minus 4. Y minus 4 equals negative 6x plus 30. Okay, negative 6 times x is negative 6x. Negative 6 times negative 5 is positive 30. That's what happens there. And now I'm going to get this x on this side because as you see, x and y are on the same side. And then this little number needs to go over here. So what I'm going to do is add 6x because I need x on the same side as y. So I'm going to add 6x. And then I'm going to add 4 to both sides as well. Why? Because I need to get rid of this number. Okay, I need x and y together, and the number needs to go on the other side. This we can. Okay. So positive 6x, and this is positive y. It's a little smudge for when I erased, but that's actually positive y that I just brought down from here. I brought that down here. So this becomes positive 6x plus y equals 30 plus 4 is 34. Okay, and that is your answer. Your A would be 6, B would be 1, and C would be 34. Okay, that is your answer. All right, here's standard form again. But as you see in our problem, we actually have a fraction. When you have a fraction in the problem, I need you to multiply by whatever that denominator is. Okay, see, this is the denominator, it's 4. So we're going to multiply every single thing by 4. We're getting rid of that denominator. So this becomes 4 times y equals 4 times 1/4 x minus 4 times 6. So basically, I multiplied every single thing by 4. So 4 times y, 4 times 1/4 x, and 4 times negative 6. Okay? So now that I've done that, now I can multiply. 4 times y is 4y equals 4 times 1/4. What happens is those cancel out. So it becomes 1x. So just x. Okay? And negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. And now, of course, I need the x's and y's on the same side. I should subtract x from both sides there. This becomes negative x plus 4y. I just put them next to each other. And then equals negative 24. Okay, I brought that down. Negative 24 came down. Negative x plus 4 equals negative 24. That is my answer in standard form. Okay. A would be -1, B would be 4, and C would be -24. And it wants your answer in standard form, so you can't have any fractions. All right, so with this equation right here, this equation, find the y-intercept and the slope of the line. This equation is in slope-intercept form, okay? Y equals mx plus b, okay? That is slope-intercept. The number in front of x is your slope, and the other number b is your y-intercept. So here we have y equals -2/3x minus 5/4. Your slope, or your m, is going to be whatever's in front of x. So in this case, -2/3 is your slope. Y-intercept, or b, is going to be this number, whatever this number is. And that's when y, it has to be y equals, and then all of this over here. So this number is -5/4. Your y-intercept is -5/4. Okay, and we've done that when we were graphing already in the days before. All right, so if you're here, find the slope and y-intercept of the line. First and foremost, it's y equals. So now I can see here my slope, or m, is 5/4. Okay, b, or y-intercept, as you see, there's not another number here, so it's going to be 0. Your y-intercept is 0. Okay. All right, so down here, find your y-intercept and slope of the line. As you see, this 2x minus y equals -1. It's not y equals. So we need to get it to be y equals first. So now we need y by itself. We need this y by itself. So first and foremost, let's get rid of negative. Let's get rid of 2 and by subtracting 2x from both sides. Okay? Because I need to get this y by itself. So now it becomes -y equals, I'm going to put these just side by side. I cannot combine unlike terms. One has an x, one doesn't. So I'm going to put -2x minus 1 side by side and divide, because we need this y to be by itself, no negative there. Divide by -1, every term by itself. Okay? So this now becomes y equals, that's exactly what we want. Negative and a negative, when you divide a negative by negative, it becomes positive. So now this becomes positive 2x. Same thing here. Divide -1 by -1, it becomes positive 1 plus 1. Okay? So when they ask me for slope, slope is in front of x. It's y equals now. Y equals mx plus b is the slope-intercept form. Now we have it in y equals mx plus b. M represents the number in front of x, which is 2. And b, which is y-intercept, represents this other number, which is positive 1. Okay? So remember that m is slope and b is y-intercept. Okay? All right, let's go here. -5x minus 4y equals 16. We're getting y by itself first. That's our first job, trying to get y by itself. So in this case, let's get rid of the 5x. Let's by adding 5x. If it's negative, you have to add it. Over here, it was positive, so we have to subtract it. So we're going to add 5x to both sides. Bring down that -4y equals, now this one has an x, this one doesn't. Just like we did over here, we have to just put them side by side. 5x plus 16. Okay. Now we have to divide away that -4. Okay. Every single thing gets a -4. So this cancels out. That becomes y equals. Now 5 divided by -4 is just a fraction, -5/4 x. Okay. So basically, if one of the numbers is negative, the entire fraction is negative. That's why that became -5/4 x. And 16 divided by -4 becomes -4. So if you have a -4, it becomes -4. Okay. This is your slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. This represents m. M is slope. -5/4 is her slope. This number represents b, which is y-intercept, -4. Okay, and we're done there. Okay, so next, the equation of the line is given below. Find the slope and y-intercept, then use them to graph the line. And we've been graphing, but we haven't changed it over first, okay? We have to solve it for y first, and then we'll graph it like we've been doing. So let's do this one. This one says 2x plus 4y equals -16, okay? We're going to solve for y. We're going to get y by itself, kind of like we just did. Let's subtract 2x. Subtract 2x from both sides because we need to get rid of it. This now becomes 4y equals -2x minus 16. You just have to put them next to each other because they do not, they're unlike terms. Now we can divide by 4 on both sides. We're getting rid of this 4 here. Y now equals what? We have to simplify if we can. Can we simplify -2 and 4? You can actually put it in your calculator if you want to simplify it, or you can do it in your head. So this becomes -2. And instead of divide, I'm going to push the button right above sign, which is the ABC button. I'm going to push that, gives me a little backwards L, and then 4, because my answer is, that's basically -2 divided by 4, but your answer is going to become in the form of a fraction. Your answer is -1/2. So this now becomes -1/2 x, and -16 divided by 4 is -4 minus 4. Okay. So now that we have that, we have our y-intercept, or b, which is -4. Okay. So in your y-intercept, -4, we'll go down 4 and put a dot there. Remember, when you're graphing, you always start with y-intercept. For our slope, we have -1/2, which means, it's our slope, sorry. Down 1, right 2, or up 1, left 2 is also true. Okay, that's when we're graphing. So from this point, we'll go down 1, right 2, put a dot there. And then back to the y-intercept, we'll go up 1, left 2, okay? And put a dot there. And that is our graph. Okay, they want you to graph that. There you go. All right, so let's look at the next equation. Again, we need to solve for y. -12x minus 3y equals 3. Go ahead and add 12x to both sides. And of course, like we've been saying, we can't combine these, so we're going to put them side by side. 12x plus 3. Divide by -3, because we're getting rid of everything except y. So we're getting rid of that by dividing. That becomes y equals 12 divided by -3, -4x. And then 3 divided by -3 is -1. Okay. Our y-intercept, or b, is where you start with graphing, and that is going to be -1. So here on your y, at -1, I'm going to put that there. That's where you start when you're graphing. Your slope looks like it's -4. So slope, -4/1, down 4, right 1, or +4 over -1, up 4, left 1. Okay. So here, down 4, right 1, back to your y-intercept, up 4, left 1. Okay? So this is your line for your graph. Okay? You gain your points. All right. So the next question says, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with slope of -4/3, y-intercept of -1. Remember, we're writing slope-intercept. Okay? Slope-intercept, y equals mx plus b. M is slope, b is y-intercept. They just want you to put it into the equation. So now this becomes y equals, in place of m, I'm going to put -4/3x and then -1. Okay? That's all they want you to do. Okay? So here, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that has a slope is m, of -8, a y-intercept, which is b, and then graph the line. So we're going to write y equals mx plus b, which is y equals -8x plus 7. Okay, that's our equation. M is -8, b is 7. That's what it looks like. Now we need to do y-intercept, which we know is 7. And that's how we're going to put it on our graph. 7 is here. Okay. And then we are going to use our slope, which is -8/1, down 8, right 1, or up 8, left 1. It's also true. Okay, both are true for our slope. So I'm going to start with 7. Now, if you see this and I go up 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's off our graph. Instead of moving up, I'm just going to do 2 of these graphs. I'm going to move down 8 and over 1, then down 8 and over 1 to keep it on our graph. Okay? Since this one goes up, you don't have to use it. We can just use this one. All right, so I'm going to move down 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then down to the right 1 there. And then from this line, again, I can do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right 1. Okay? You can keep using that same slope if you want to, or go up. But since it goes off our graph, I'll just keep it that way. Okay? All right, so that is our equation. That's our graph from our equation. All right, so in the last page, write in slope-intercept form, the line with the slope. Remember, slope is m, of 2/3. Y-intercept is b, and that is 5. Y equals mx plus b. Y is going to be equal to 2/3x plus 5, using what they gave me. 2/3 is slope, 5 is y-intercept. My y-intercept we said was 5, positive 5. I'm going to go up 5 and put a dot there on your y line because y-intercept is here. And then I'm going to use my slope, which I said was 2/3, which means up to right 3, or like I said before, the opposite, down to left 3 when graphing is also true. Okay, so on this point, I'll go up 2 and then right 3. Put a dot there. Okay. So I did go up 2. Let's see, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And you can go up to 1, 2, 3 again. Okay, you can keep using the same slope. Or go back to the y-intercept and go down to left 3. And that is also true. You can do that again, down to left 3. You more than likely don't have to do all these, but I just wanted to show you that slope is constant, so you can keep going if you need to. Okay. All right, so now last two, a line that passes through the point 2, 5 and has a slope of -5, write the equation in slope-intercept form. So if they give you a point and a slope, they want you to use point slope formula, okay? And point slope formula is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1, okay, in parentheses. So you're going to use your point as an x and a y. You know that. So each point has an x1, y1, okay? So each point has an x and a y. So this would represent x1, this will represent y1. And for slope, that represents, of course, m. So this is the formula that you're going to use. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So in place of y1, so we're going to say y minus, in place of y1, we're going to put -5. Equals, the slope is actually -5 times x minus, and in place of x1, you're going to put -2. Okay? Everything else stayed the same. I replaced m with -5, I replaced y1 with -5, and x1 with -2. Okay? As you know, two negatives become positive, so this now becomes y plus 5 equals -5 times x plus 2. Okay? And they want it in slope intercept, which is what? Y equals mx plus b. So you need to get y by itself now. Okay? Get y by itself. So I'm going to distribute. This now becomes -5x minus 10, because it's -5 times 2, that's -10, -5 times x, -5x. And then, of course, I'm going to subtract 5 because I'm trying to get y by itself. This now becomes -5x. I didn't do anything with that. But then -10 and -5 become -15. This is your answer in slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Okay. Let's try it again. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Your point is x1, y1. Each point has an x and a y. This represents m for slope. Y minus y1 is -3 equals, your slope is 3/4, okay, times x minus -8 is your x value, okay? So now you know this becomes y plus 3, and this becomes 3/4 times x plus 8, okay? I changed that because it's two negatives become positive. Two negatives become positive. So now we distribute here. Y plus 3 equals 3/4x plus, now your calculator can do this for you. You're multiplying 3 divided by 4. And I wanted my answer to be in fraction form if it's a fraction, okay? I don't want it to come out to be a decimal. And then I'm multiplying that times 8. What did I get? Look at that. I actually just got 6. So when I multiply 3/4 times 8, I got 6. And then you can just subtract the 3 from the 6. Y equals 3/4x plus 3. 6 minus 3 is positive 3. That's what I got there. That's my answer. Okay. All right. And that is unit 5, day 5 notes.